Hello everybody, my name is Jasmine of Jazzed Up Beauty, and today I'm excited to bring to you this video. It's going to be showing you how I achieve half cornrows, half knotless. So the back will be knotless braids, and then the top will be some fly designer braids. So stay tuned, y'all. I am so excited. Okay, let's get into this knotless braid. Y'all, I really love to do knotless braids. So one key thing that I will say is keep your hands close to that base, okay? And then you're gonna slide little pieces of hair between your pointer finger and your thumb. And this is to ensure that you are gonna have the most smoothest, naturalist braid possible. And that is what you want. The purpose of knotless braids are to be tension free. So as you can see, they're not pulling the hair like normal box braids. And also you want them to look natural, like, hello. So in order to achieve that, you're gonna add small pieces of hair in. And if you wanna be calculated, you can add like 3 to 4 pieces at the top and then maybe 2 to 3 once you get to the bottom. But I really go based on how the braid feels. I can't explain that really, but like, it has to feel like all 3 pieces are even and they match out perfectly. So as you can see, when I get to the bottom, it gets a little bit easier because you're just constantly braiding down, but you always want to tap your wrist, get some product, and make sure all the hairs are smooth in the braid. So I'm going to model it again. See, my fingers are close to the base of the scalp. And that's the goal. You want to make sure that your braid is nice and tight at the root so it does not slip, but also it's not hurting your client. That's the best part. So it's definitely a look. So you're just going to see me continue this process again until this row is complete. And then we're going to go and we're going to do the same thing in the next row. But in the next row, I'll show you how I'll do my brick layer parting. That's so important when you're doing your knotless braids because the brick layer gives it the effect so it's like on top of one another and like, I don't know, like a staircase pattern. If you know what brick layer is, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I suck at explaining it, but you guys get what I'm saying. So as you can see again, we're gonna get right up on that root and we're gonna cross 1, 2, and then we're gonna slide the little pieces of hair in. Every time I get to my right side is when I feed in the hair. That's just what I do. And you can feed it on your left, whichever one is better for you. But for me, I always feed it on the right side. Now you see the brick layer parting. So I placed my box or my square right on top of the actual part from the row before. Y'all, I'm probably doing a terrible job explaining what I did, but you can see it. So I'm very intentional about putting the box right on top of the line. So where there is a line where I parted, I make sure there's a box on top of that so that it just creates this nice brick layer effect. And I'm going to do that until I get all the way around to the side. Now, sometimes it doesn't work out perfectly, but you just have to go in and fix your parts as you go. But I think this is the last knotless braid I'm going to show you because it's very repetitive. And this is something you just have to keep practicing. It's like a new muscle that you have to flex. You have to keep practicing. And before you know it, you are not even going to be thinking about what you're doing. You're just going to know what to do. And so in times like this, I'm really talking to my clients, getting to know them better, having them, letting them have the full jazzed up experience. So I hope that this little tutorial of the knotless braids help because we're going to get to the front very soon. Oh, and another thing is do not be afraid to use product when you braid because you really want to make sure that the hair is nice and tucked away in the braid. I don't use too much, but I do. If my hands get dry, I'm going to slick some more product on it. So now as you can see, the back is complete with the nice brick layer. And now we're going to move to the front. Now, cornrows was not always a strong suit of mine, and I still don't really consider them a strong suit of mine, but I'm getting a lot better. So with the freestyle parts, my clients was just like, you can do whatever you want. And I'm like, uh-oh. now it's time to get creative. So that's what we did. I was like, let me try to finesse this zigzag part. Y'all, I edited this part, but it was a little bit of a struggle, but we got it right. That's what matters. Like, at the end of the day, we got it right. So as you can see, I put the jam in my part always to make it more crispy. Oh, but y'all see I did it and it looks good. So when it comes to the cornrows, I stitch. That's me. If I have to do cornrows, I don't care what cornrows are, I am going to stitch them. It just gives a more calculated, clean, finished look. And when you're doing cornrows, you really want to make sure that you're not putting big pieces of hair in there. Like, less is more. I really realized that in braiding, less is more. I don't care what style you're doing. You do not have to add a bunch of hair in the braid. So as you can see with the feed-ins, I do little slices and I continue braiding. So I'm gonna tell you the steps. You're gonna pull, slice on each side. So you're gonna pull, slice, and then pull, slice. It's really a pull, slice, cross. So pull, slice, cross, pull, slice, cross. And I'm gonna continue that. And you want to be consistent with this. Don't get lazy with this. I know it's very tedious, but do not get lazy with it, because that's how you're gonna get your consistent braid. And I feel like I can tell when somebody's being lazy with their work. I can tell if I'm being lazy. I really try to be very consistent. That's what people really love about me. And you want to make sure that you're giving your best to every person that sits in your chair. That is my motto. Like, if you sit in my chair, I'm not letting you leave till your hair is looking right, okay? And that's what we did for my good sis here today. So, same thing with cornrows. You really have to just practice. And I tell you, I'm getting better at it, y'all, because when I first started doing cornrows, I was trash. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was trash. So now y'all can see our braid is complete. We got the little zigzag design going there. And so the next design that I decided to do, I think this one was the crisscross. Now, I am no expert in designs. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So I was trying a lot of stuff out today, and I love the way that it came out. I think it's just important that whatever you do, that you remain consistent in doing it. So for the zigzag, you want to split the bigger section into two, and you really you split it vertically, but then you also have to split it horizontally. So I'll show you that, and you really just want to make sure that you're taking your time and not rushing this, because it will show in your work. So now you can see I'm splitting it into 3 smaller sections. And this is going to help to create the snake-like design. And it's going to give us the crosses that we need. I don't know what you call it. Crosses. It's not an S. Not the S. It's the cross. You'll see. I don't even know how to explain it, but you get the point. So I'm gonna stop talking now, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Continue to watch, and then I'll show you the finished look. So y'all see the finished result. Yes, my sis is ready. Like, she's summertime ready. Thank you guys for watching. Love ya.